Hello everybody, I am Fasha, and welcome to another Digimon lore video. We're going to be continuing on talking about the X antibody. In this video, we're going to be continuing on with our previous video, which was talking about Project ARC, the X program, and the X antibody, and how they all come together. We will also be going over exactly what the digital hazard's involvement in all of this is. In fact, the digital hazard had been leading the digital world to Project ARC since the time of the First Great Digital War. See, even before the First Great Digital War, when the first pantheons of the digital world were set in place, the digital hazard had already ingrained itself into the digital world. Having once entered into the digital world from the world of Witchelny and taken on the body of a Digimon known as Megidramon, and they would be chosen as one of the four great dragons, one of the first pantheons to preside over the digital world in Yggdrasil's place. Not to replace Yggdrasil, but to act as their avatar, as their hand in the digital world. Megidramon would be the cause of the first great digital calamity within the digital world during its early stages, going on a rampage and destroying as much as it could until it was stopped by the other members of the four great dragons. And the digital hazard would be disseminated into nothing more than freeform data being destroyed and turned into a Digitama. But the Digitama that was left behind was not the digital hazard. No. The digital hazard would disseminate into freeform data having its physical body been destroyed. But the Digitama itself would be devoid of a Digicore. For that particular Digitama would be used to create a very unique Digimon. But that is a tale for a different video. For a good deal of time, the digital hazard would manipulate the digital world from the shadows as nothing more than a consciousness of freeform data. This would allow for the digital hazard to manipulate one of the greatest Digimon in the digital world, Lucemon, whom was one of the prime Digimon and architects of the digital world, alongside Huanglongmon and many other prime Digimon. But Lucemon would be one of the digital hazard's greatest pawns. This corruption would lead to one of the most detrimental events of the digital world, the First Great Digital War. It was this war, this almost endless war within the digital world, that created the addiction to battle that Digimon suffer from. And slowly in the shadows, the digital hazard would turn the gears of destruction. The results of the First Great Digital War led to a fundamental change in all digital kind, the sealing of Huanglongmon and Lucemon, and the creation of the 7 demon lords of the digital world. But for time's sake, we'll continue on in the next video.